Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you my first impressions of the Granny Reid Mystery Series by G.A. McKevett. The first book in this series is called Murder in Her Stocking, and it was the Book One Cozies Club pick for the month of December. Book One Cozies Club is a book club that I run in the Mystery Madness Goodreads group. We primarily read first in a series, cozy mysteries. Links are down below if you're interested in joining us in any of our reads, including this one. I had decided on this particular book for December because we did read the first book in the Savannah Reed Mystery Series, which is called Just Desserts, back in the second quarter of the year. This spin-off series follows Savannah's grandmother, Granny Reid. Her name is Stella. But we also see Savannah as a child. At the beginning of Murder in Her Stocking, we find Stella out and about in town when she hears a woman scream. She runs towards the alleyway, only to stumble across the body of Prissy. And Prissy doesn't have the best reputation in town. In Prissy's dying moments, Stella tries her best to comfort her and show her love. And unfortunately, Prissy passes away before help can arrive. This story not only follows Stella as she uncovers the clues to figure out who killed Prissy, but it also introduces us to Savannah, who's her granddaughter. In this installment, Savannah is 12 and is the oldest of 7 grandchildren, I believe. So we meet Stella's grandkids. We find out a little bit more about how Savannah got interested in becoming a policewoman and the budding of her sleuthing skills. When I read Just Desserts back in June, I thought it was okay. I definitely think I enjoyed Murder in Her Stocking better. I thought we were going to get some spoilery stuff about any relationship that might happen in the Savannah Reed series, just because of how the book opens up, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you do end up reading the beginning of this book just to check it out, or if you do end up reading the book in its entirety. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. At least I don't feel like I was spoiled for anything in the Savannah Reed series. But there was a little bit of hesitation going into this as I was listening to the opening chapter of this book. Like I said, thankfully, that wasn't the case, and I don't feel like I was spoiled for anything for the Savannah Reed series, but maybe it's something you might be interested to know going into it. I am definitely a person that does not read books in series out of order, so that's something that greatly concerned me going into this one, but thankfully that wasn't the case. Like I said, I do think I enjoyed this particular installment more than Just Desserts. I think it's because I enjoyed Granny as a character more than I did Savannah in her adult portrayal. I did enjoy Savannah a lot in this one. I enjoyed seeing how she figured things out, picked up clues. You can definitely see where she was inspired to become a policewoman, and also where she kind of gets her sleuthing skills from. Stella is in her 50s in this series, and I thought that Stella's investigative style was very nice. It was very laid back. I tend not to like amateur sleuths that are very pushy in their investigations. They can be very blunt when questioning suspects and things, but I thought that Stella's investigative style was very appropriate for her age, as well as the fact that it was very laid back. She's someone that you definitely would want to hold a conversation with. Her personality is just very open and welcoming. And I think that's part of the reason why I enjoyed watching her investigate this mystery. Also, her relationship with the police chief, I thought was very cute. They've known each other for a long time, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them work together more in the future. Just some warnings for those who might be sensitive. This book does cover themes about spousal abuse, both physical and verbal. It also covers themes of excessive alcohol consumption as well as drug use. So if you're sensitive to any of those things, I just want you to know that those things are covered in this particular mystery. This is a cozy mystery, and I would classify it as such. Whereas I felt that the Savannah Reed series kind of, or at least the first book in that series, Just Desserts, kind of was on the line between cozy and not cozy. That particular installment was more gritty, I felt like, and covered more racy themes, but this one definitely fell on the cozy side. I think the clues that were presented and how the information was obtained was very interesting and appropriate for the ages of our characters. Like I said, Stella is in her 50s and Savannah is, I believe, 12. I'll definitely be continuing to the next book in this series, but not immediately because I believe the next book occurs around Halloween time. So to keep with the spirit of the season, I am going to hold off on reading the second book, but I am definitely interested in reading more in this series. And it's kind of rekindled my interest in the Savannah Reed series as well. Like I said, I thought Just Desserts was just okay when I read it, but now I'm curious to find out more about Savannah in her adult years and see what we find out about her siblings as those books go on, because we do get introduced to several of them in this book. I think it would also be interesting to see how they are as adults. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one. It's not really Christmassy, I think, for those of you who don't celebrate. I didn't find it very Christmassy. There is talk about a nativity scene. There are some lines that refer to the Bible, I believe. But I didn't find this installment to be overly religious or preachy in regards to Christmas. In case you're sensitive to that, I didn't find it to be very religious. I had been recently not having great luck with books that I've been reading, but this definitely picked up my reading spirits. I also have not been feeling the season very much, but I think the themes in this book in regards to spreading the love, which I feel is definitely in the spirit of the season, as well as trying to help others who may not be as fortunate as yourself, kind of helped me get into the season. I did end up listening to the entirety of this book on audio, and I thought the narration was done well. I do feel like the narration is very slow, though. I did listen to this one on 2 times speed, and even then I still felt like the narration was very slow. But I did enjoy it. I thought the narrator did a good job. And even though I do own a physical copy of this book, I was enjoying my listen of this narration so much that I ended up listening to the whole thing on audiobook. So that's about all I've got to say on this one. Let me know if you've either read the Savannah Reed series and are planning on reading the Granny Reid series, or if you are planning on reading the Granny Reid series but not reading the Savannah Reed series. I do find it interesting to see how people go about reading prequel series, especially if they haven't read the series that it is a prequel of. Had I not read Just Desserts, I wouldn't have felt like I was spoiled for anything if I had started here. I know my friend Elizabeth over at Lizzie Faye Loves Books, I'll link her down in the description box below. She has also read Murder in Her Stocking, and she hasn't read the Savannah Reed series yet. And she enjoyed this one as well. She's also a moderator of the Mystery Madness Goodreads group, which is where I host all of the discussion threads for the Book One Cozies Club selections. So definitely come over to our group and check us out. We should be gearing up for March Mystery Madness soon. That's our big event, a month-long reading mystery novels in the month of March. So yeah, come on over and check us out. Look for any of the Book One Cozies Club threads for our discussions on the selections that we've had in the past, as well as our current selections for the month. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you're all doing great, and until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.